Guys, Dave Valle here. I'm here with Rick Heller, head coach of the University of Iowa. Rick, thanks for taking time to speak with us today. Wanted to kind of ask you a few questions about your program. First off, when you're recruiting someone, what do you look for outside of kind of the normal things? You know, how hard they throw, how fast they run. What are some things that the University of Iowa looks for when they're recruiting players?
Well, like you said, they have to have a certain skill level before I say what I'm going to say. But in our program, the culture is really important. We're looking for kids who want to be on a good team and not just worry about themselves. They want to get coached because in our program, development is really a big deal. We pride ourselves on trying to be the best we possibly can at player development. And you think that every kid would like that, but in reality, they don't. Only certain kids want to be coached. And along that line, we look for humble kids. I never had a kid that was an overachiever that wasn't humble. So in the recruiting process, effort, energy, all those things are really important. They need to have a high motor, position player-wise, especially. Guys that don't have a high motor usually don't make it here. It's just the way that the culture's set and the things I like as the head coach, I guess. And make sure Marty, my recruiting guy, and Desi, and the rest of them, when they're out watching guys, are looking to bring guys with that kind of mindset to our program. And if you find that right kid, it makes it a lot of fun with the program we run here.
That's cool. Well, when we were walking around, I was with my father when we walked in. We noticed you have a lot of training mates, right? Okay, and that was one of the first things that we noticed when we walked in. Tell me a little bit about maybe how long you've been doing that for. I mean, how long have you felt like that's really important from your whole coaching career, and how do you implement that into game-like situations?
Okay, well that could be a long question. So you might have to cut me off there because this is my 35th year in the business. And 3 as a high school coach and the rest at the college level as a head coach. I guess to start out, I have a great staff who really enjoy learning, and they're always trying to stay on top of the game. And one of my mentors, named Rick Matthews, longtime pro guy. Started out as a college guy, high school guy, very similar story, except he's taking it to the major league level. He taught me in the 80s, you've got to keep learning. You have to keep learning. You have to try to stay on top of the game that'll pass you by. And I took that to heart. And then at the school I was at, Upper Iowa, my first college job, I won a lot of games there. The program hadn't won a lot. And I realized really early what he was talking about. We probably weren't going to get the best guys recruited. There were going to be other schools who were going to get the better player, the first pick at recess, I call it, a lot of times until we turned the program around. So we had to do the best job we could at trying to develop our kids. And a lot of the stuff that people are seeing today on the technology side is just phenomenal. And we're living in a great time to be a baseball coach because for years it was status quo. It's hard to find stuff, hard to find something different, hard to find something new. Now, man, it's right there for you every single day, and we take a lot of pride on staying on the cutting edge, trying to figure out ways to help our guys improve, get better. But I'm also wise enough, doing this long enough that I tell my guys all the time, here's the deal. We still have to try to find a way to beat the other team. And if this stuff isn't helping us do that, if it's taken away from that, they are aids. You still have to field the ball, play catch, do a good job, situational hitting, all the basic things that win baseball games. You can't get away from the basic fundamentals. But if you have all the technology, you have all the stuff, and you actually know how to use it, which is difficult in itself, you've got something really special. And that's kind of where we're at. We're trying our best to be the best at using the technology and the resources that are out there. Now, Desi Grushel's my pitching coach, does a phenomenal job. He has a great lifelong learner, constantly trying to learn and get better. Does a great job of teaching with our players. There isn't anybody out there that's on top of this stuff, as much as Desi is. And I go back to what I said earlier. If anybody's listening at a high school or even the youth level, Desi was making a lot of this stuff in the 90s. I was making a lot of this stuff. I was making weighted bats myself. I was making light bats in 1988, 89. We were hitting different types of balls, and we were doing a lot of the stuff. We were just making it. I mean, you can make your own weighted bat. You can make a lot of the stuff that we use. If you have the resources like you do now, it makes it a lot easier. But there's ways to do it. I saw Desi have a 8-camera system when he was the head coach at Mount Mercy, buying them off of eBay and setting them up himself before anybody was doing that stuff. And having guys like him and Joe Migliaccio, our hitting coach, and Joe's on the cutting edge with a lot of the stuff that we do with our pitch recognition, the vision training that both Desi and I have been doing for years with Dr. Kara Hine. We've been teammates with Dr. Kara in Cedar Rapids for years and years. It's just a lot of fun, but it also helps our guys improve. It helps them get better. And we don't forget about the important things too. You got to make the routine play. You got to make plays. We take it to the defensive side as well.
That's awesome. That's perfect. I want to ask you a question about Valle Shield. Obviously, you purchased 2 of these. How long ago did you purchase?
We purchased them. We purchased them in the fall.
In the fall. Okay.
Yeah.
How's your experience been so far? What made you want to get the Valle Shield over any other screens?
Well, I've done business with your dad, John, for years with training gloves, those types of things. And I called to get some training gloves, and John told me about the screen. And that very day, I had a guy get hit, in the shoulder, hitting the leg on a ricochet from a short toss. And it's been a problem forever that a lot of times the guy won't even want to hit the ball up the middle because he's afraid he's going to get hit with a ricochet. And as we were talking on the phone, Score's like, why hasn't this been invented? Well, he was the one that invented it, and it's a phenomenal screen. It only took me one time. I saw it on the video online, and I'm like, I got to get this. Talked to our softball coach; she was all in. So we got a couple of them to try out. Our guys absolutely love them. I love them. They're so safe. We're never going to have a ball break through the net. We were talking earlier today. A former player of mine got hit in the face when the ball broke through the net. Had to have surgery. We've all have our stories as long as we've done this on getting hit. And the safety side of it, this is without question the very best screen out there.
Appreciate it. Last question for you, and then we'll let you go. Is for a young player, 14, 15 years old, what advice would you give to him, a kid that wants to play college ball at a high level? What advice as a college coach, as a Division I college coach, would you give to a 14, 15-year-old player that really wants to make a track out?
I would tell him, number one, if he does love it, like you're saying, and he just has to keep playing. He has to give himself the opportunities. And as we all know, there's so many opportunities for him to play. But on the other side, I would say if he was a good basketball player, a good football player, a multi-sport kid, and he was thinking about giving up one of those other sports to just play baseball, I would tell him to not do it. We getting back to your first question on recruiting, we look for a lot of our guys are multi-sport kids in high school. I think the competition side, being able to compete, the toughness side, getting hit, football, that type of thing, wrestlers, I think that's great for the kids. And I think getting away from it for a while is good for them. But if he is just a baseball guy, find the right people to hang out with, find the right people that is going to give him the information that he needs that can take him to the next level. And just keep pushing, just keep practicing. Do a great job in the weight room, do a great job with his nutrition, maximize all those opportunities. I think a lot of us wish we could go back at 12, 13, know what we know now. That would be a lot of the stuff that I would do. Taking care of myself better, getting better sleep, how important the weight room is to all this. Sprint training. He's not playing their sport, and he has the funds to do some of those things. He needs to be doing those things if he wants to be a Division I player and eventually a pro player.
That's phenomenal advice. So, Coach, thank you very much. Thank you so much for your time.